everybody, welcome to Swansonville. I'm Joe.
And I'm Angie.
And we are the Swansons. I almost forgot to say, we are the Swansons.
And this is Welcome to Swansonville Podcast.
Season 2, Episode 2. And today happens to be our Las Vegas special. Fresh back from Las Vegas where we received an award from the Producer's Choice.
That's right. Outstanding Country Album for
BAM! So that happened, and so that's what we're going to talk about. Super exciting trip that we took out there. We just returned, and we played with our all-star band from Nashville.
That's right.
So we had our producer, Bill Watson, on bass. They flew out there. He flew out with Brent Mason, who plays guitar on our records.
Mm-hmm. They came from Nashville, Tennessee, all the way to Las Vegas to play with us for this special night.
That's right. And Brent, all kinds of things are happening with Brent and have happened in Brent's career. But he was just, what do you call it? I was going to say put in the Hall of Fame.
Recently inducted into the Musicians Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Brent Mason. Also, Jim Riley met us there from Rascal Flatts.
Yeah, our drummer.
Played drums. So you know, the whole premise was extremely exciting. Just knowing that when we arrived there, we were going to be performing with that band. And also joining us on fiddle was Downs Thompson.
That's right. He had to fill in for Jenee Fleenor, who was busy because she was making history at the CMAs on the same night. We are so proud of her. We are so happy for her. Great accomplishment. She won Musician of the Year.
First female.
First ever to be nominated and first ever to win.
Yes.
So she is on top of the world right now, and we hope to get her on for an interview.
That would be
maybe
great.
Next episode or maybe in the future.
Yes.
Definitely season 2 though, so we're excited. But we do have a special guest coming up later on this episode. We're very excited, very eager to announce that. Is it a secret?
It's still a secret, but for a minute, and congratulations to Jenee. She's amazing. She's like the best of the best of the best.
She is the best. So Downs was...
So yes, what I was going to say was Downs, we happen to have
perfect filling.
A great fiddle player here in Southern California.
And his name is Downs.
Thompson.
Come on. That's like the best name. Are you down? Are you going down?
He plays with Clay Walker.
Clay Walker. So he goes on tour with a country guy.
Yeah.
And also, this was like his first time really playing together in a band like this with Brent Mason, with Jim Riley, which he knows these musicians quite well from being in the music industry and working in Nashville.
So yeah, Downs Thompson plays fiddle with us here in Southern California. As we said, he tours with Clay Walker. So he's not readily available. So when he is, it's always very exciting. And Downs happened to have been very extremely excited to know that Brent Mason was performing with us because Brent gave him his break in Nashville in country music. So I don't know how he arranged it on his schedule, but when I let him know that Jenee was getting the award and that he was up to bat, he said whatever it takes, he's going to make it happen. And he made it happen. So we were so fortunate to have Downs because he's just meticulous on fiddle. I mean, he charts out everything, just a master, right? And then we had also as a special guest performer with us, what was his name?
Martin Marcuso.
Martin.
He was a saxophone player that we got hooked up with in Nashville from our producer that we work with out here in Southern California at Little Green Studios here in Riverside, California. Our friend Joe Alfaro basically, what would you say, recommended this saxophone player that lived locally to Las Vegas, which is what we wanted to do. And he came in for one song, because one song is saxophone, and the other songs were fiddle. So Downs stepped to the side.
Right.
Martin stepped in for one song in the middle of the set, and then stepped out. So
excuse me. Oh,
it was
by the way,
really...
I'm sipping from this would make a great Christmas gift, the Swansons Country Disc Coffee Mug. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Angie. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's right. It's $10 on the swansonsmusic.com/shop.
So Martin came highly recommended from our friend and fellow musician at Little Green Studios in Riverside, California.
Right.
Little plug for Joe Alfaro. And so Angie and I have a new song, which is going to be a single off of BAM. I'm saying a lot of S. You notice a lot of S.
You always do.
So anyway, it's called No Pain, and it's got a wonderful saxophone part in it. And so we never really dreamed that we'd be able to perform that song live.
And we never have. Actually, out of the group of the songs that we chose to perform at this event, one song, No Pain, we have never played live. So it was a risky move.
Risky move. And so it got even riskier on our trip to
Vegas.
Las Vegas. I was in communications with Martin Marcuso about his parts, right? And so he was concerned about specifics, which I tried to convey to him, and it became more confusing to him, and he was starting to get a little stressed, I think, and he said that this might not be the show for him. And I had to kind of let him know that encourage him that everything's going to be great, we're going to be fine, and which it was. He played phenomenally, and so playing that song, having the opportunity to play that song with the saxophone player was just amazing. So the Swansons got this beautiful award. Did we already show the award?
We are going to now. Can you get close up to that? Right?
The award from the
2019 Producer's Choice Honors. What does it say on here? Let's read it. 2019 Las Vegas Producer's Choice Legends Series press event at the Sunset Station on November 13th. We got
Outstanding Country Album for our record BAM. And so thank you. You guys have been wonderful to us, and we've received several awards from them, including the Hollywood Fame Award, and we're very appreciative. Thank you so much for all of that.
And also congratulations to all the people there who were receiving awards or lifetime achievements. I know the producer makes sure to honor people in the industry that have had long careers that maybe haven't been recognized like they should have.
Some of them. So, others like Mary Wilson of the
I was
going to
say, we had Mary Wilson was there, which was great. Got to meet her. She performed. She just sang.
A cappella.
A cappella, which was wonderful. And then other different people, not even just musicians, even humanitarians.
That's right.
Producers, songwriters. So it's just like a group. I feel like we're really like a family with these people at these
a lot of
wonderfully
honors. Talented people in many areas, many walks of life.
And they know who we are because we've been there a couple of times, and these people have seen us.
We've made friends with a lot of good people out there, including Gypsy Wagon, a couple of people out of Wisconsin, is it?
My fellow Midwesterners. Gypsy Wagon Band from Wisconsin.
They have a great band. And,
Robin and Austin. We are friends with them, we like them, and we hope to one day do a show with them.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did want to say, we introduced our new mascot.
That's right. We had a really, a great, debut for the mascot in front on the red carpet, and everybody really, really enjoyed the mascot. Swansons.
That's right. And we're excited about that, and people were not sure quite what it was, right? They were like, I thought kind of had to announce it, and then they all got it. So I feel this was just the first time kind of introducing him, so the more people become familiar with him, we hope he becomes the icon that he deserves to be.
Yeah, so Swanee ruled the red carpet, and got us a lot of exposure. Everybody wanted to get a picture with Swanee, or was it us? Or did Swanee steal the show?
It was great. It was good. We're going to continue to bring him to as many places that we can, because I feel like he might get mobbed. He might become so popular that
we don't want him to outshine us,
Yeah.
He's already got his own Instagram. He's gone nuts with his ego, this Swanee. Huh? So one of the things that we put in the goodie bags there at the awards show was this little
awesome pamphlet that we
lyric
had
book
made.
that
really
we had
cool.
made. We have one for Country This where it has all of the lyrics to every song, and along with fun facts about the Swansons, and photographs of different shows.
It's a great
different
souvenir.
people that we've met.
It's a great souvenir. And another thing that's even cool about this new design is the code that we put on it, and even something I thought that it was something like an app you had to download or whatnot, but as we learned, all you have to do is, if you have a smartphone, all you have to do is take out your camera, and you don't even have to take a picture. You just have to shine the image over it, and then all of a sudden it like notices it, and a link pops up, and you click the link, and it takes you right to our website. So it's like the coolest little thing. It's one step that, rather than people having to actually type in the swansonsmusic.com, that's pretty long. You know, that's long, but it's like too late now. Can't change it.
So being on stage, it's hard to describe, to perform with people such as these that come along very rarely in one's lifetime. Brent Mason being the name that stands out first and foremost. The things that he does on the guitar are just unbelievable.
Yeah,
just
he's
incredible.
He's got so many credentials. I can't even list them all.
My goodness gracious.
I can't even get them right.
And then I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that I can't even get them right. Like, Brent Mason is his long list, and he's such a humble guy.
Well, we'll talk. We'll get back to Brent. I don't mean to interrupt, but I want to say we'll get back to Brent because you know why. But I want to talk about Jim Riley, right, of Rascal Flatts.
Fantastic.
Jim.
He's a fantastic man to work. His work ethic is like ours. He never stops working. He's a hard-working. He's all business, man.
But his skills are second to none. I mean, this guy on the drums is like, wow, man. I mean, you could feel that inside your chest cavity, and that's, I mean, it really, really.
Well, I think what the feeling is, what you're trying to describe to the audience is that a lot of times when artists make records, they have it made in a studio by musicians, great musicians.
Right.
And then when you play live, a lot of times the people who come in and playing live learn those parts and whatnot. So when we play with the members that we played with in Vegas, they don't mess up because
it's not even a matter of messing up.
They wrote it.
That's their parts.
Yeah.
They're the originators of the parts, and that's the great thing too about Nashville. That these people, they create their own parts. They lend themselves, their experience, to your project, right? So it's really much different than just having a studio musician, say, in Los Angeles play on a record or something like that.
Right, because they might be so specific to be like, you're going to follow and you're going to play this exact thing. But a lot of times, as we've learned, in Nashville, the producer will let the musician kind of like lend their artistic ability and their talent to the song.
So you can hear Brent Mason very distinctively.
It's like freedom of speech, but musician. It's like freedom of musicianship,
Yeah, so Brent and Jenee, you can identify them on our records immediately.
And they go back and forth on our solos that are just absolutely incredible what they do. And they both are just huge fans of each other. Brent's a huge fan of Jenee, and Jenee is hands down a huge fan of Brent.
So back to the live show, performing with these people, you kind of get lost in their talent. You know what I mean? Just like we just were here on the couch, the new fancy couch for our new studio. But it was an honor to play with these people. This was, I believe, the 5th time that we've performed with them collectively. And they're brilliant, and we're fortunate. And it was a very big day for us in our lives, because that day was also our son's birthday.
That's right. Joe and I have a child together, and his name is Sky, and on November 13th, he turned 7 years old.
Yes.
So
Sky, come on in here.
Come on in. And we were so happy. He turned 7.
This is Sky, and...
he turned 7 on November 13th, and so we brought him to the show.
And we got to celebrate his birthday at the Producer's Choice event So he was all dressed up in his fancy duds.
That's right. And he was
looked
all
so
looking
spiffy and handsome.
So cute. We got to do a little photo shoot with him.
We did. We even did a short interview with him.
Yeah, it says in here.
Oh, yeah, we interviewed you.
That's right. So he had a few words to say.
I always get in this workaholic mode, and I'm trying to get out of that now. All my career, I've just like pounded stuff.
We're going to be talking about the outsider, right? And breaking down the lyrics of that, and we're going to introduce our special guest. Let's just tell him who it is, right? While we were in Vegas, we set up our hotel room, and we prepared for our guest unbeknownst to him. See, we had a plan. We were plotting, is what we were doing. We were plotting to get our guest. We were praying that the guest would be okay with that, right? Because the guest was Brent Mason. So we went out to dinner with Brent and our producer, Bill. And after a couple cocktails, we figured that it was time to ask Brent to be on the show and welcome to Swansonville and interview him in Las Vegas.
Yeah, so he's coming up next.
So he's coming up. But before that, we just released our new single the same day as Sky's birthday, The Outsider, right? And so we're going to talk about that song. But first, why don't we take a look at the video that we made, and then we can break that down and talk about how much fun that was to make. Look at the camera and say, now here's the outsider.
Yeah,
now he is the outsider.
I don't talk like everyone else, and I don't look like you in no way. And I walk the walk just the way that I want, and don't have to ask if it's okay. I love me and my mom and my God and my dog, and you know I'm always coming to play. And when the going gets tough, well, I look up, don't have to let it get in my way. No way will I get invited, I'm already deep inside it. I can't shake it, I can't hide it, I am the outsider. No reason to get excited, we don't have to be so divided. I can't shake it, I can't hide it, I am the outsider. I don't act like everyone else, and don't expect that I should follow your rules. I'm not a big fan of making plans, but I am a people following through. At the front of the line, whenever on time, I can't help it, that's the way that I am. I'm living my dream and down on my knees, thanking God for everything that I have. No way will I get invited, I'm already deep inside it. I can't shake it, I can't hide it, I am the outsider. No reason to get excited, we don't have to be so divided. I can't shake it, I can't hide it, I am the outsider.
That was The Outsider. That was our brand new single and video that we just shot.
And it's on YouTube.
It's on
The
YouTube.
Outsider, so you can rewatch it if you'd like. Subscribe to our channel.
So yes, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We had lots of fun making the video.
And we shoot all our videos with Vic.
That's
the
right.
Vic cam.
Right here is our Team Swansons.
And we go all over the place because this video, most of it was shot in Nashville.
Right.
Late 2018, so about a year ago. We took Vic to Nashville.
Yep.
And we shot a video. And then we went recently to Norco, California, the horse country here in Southern California, where there's a ton of ranches, there's a ton of horseback riding places, and we got hooked up with Western Trail horseback riding in Norco, California.
Western Trail horseback riding. We didn't really know what we were signing up for.
I've never been horseback riding. Have you?
I have been. I am an experienced.
You're experienced.
What do you call it? What do you call it? A horseman? Horseman?
So, do you mean
Cowboy.
in this life or your past life?
No, I've been on a horse or two in my
Okay.
time. Yeah, twice actually.
Oh, you have?
Twice in my life.
Okay, so this was my
This was my third time.
And I didn't know what to expect, and wow.
I knew what to expect, and it was scary, the whole thing. So we thought that this was what I thought in my mind. Going in, we're going to have a couple of horses. Angie and I are going to get on them. There's going to be a guy there. That's going to be beautiful wherever we're at. Vic's going to be there with his camera, right? We're going to get up on the horses. He's going to help us up. We're going to walk. He's going to get some real scenic stuff, right? He's going to get the different angles that he wants, get it from down, and you know how he does all that stuff. And so that's what I thought. I thought maybe once we get it all set up, we get on the horse, we're on the horse for 10 minutes.
Little did we know we were working with wild animals.
What ended up happening was there's 4
gigantic
gigantic beasts for us to board.
Because let me mind you, I did, the lady, when I called and booked it initially, and she said, you want regular horses or do you want the bigger horses? And there was a name for them actually too. I'll have to look, but it wasn't Clydesdale. It wasn't
no.
So but it was just a bigger size.
I rode Crow. They boarded me on Crow. Like, you need to get a ladder to get on these horses. And
ladder.
So Vic, who was assisted by we can't say, he's got a secret name too, but Nathan works undercover for the Swansons also. So both of these two guys carrying cameras are now on top of gigantic horses with their equipment, and we need to go down a dirt path onto public roads past a school through a neighborhood, right? Then off to another trail, then down by a river, right? We went down like a steep hill, right? The guy's like, stand up and lean back, right? So anyways, we got to where we needed to go, and Vic was flying a drone. And were you on the back of the horse while you were flying that drone?
The horses, no, we're so trained that they do these walks, and this is all they do. So they're very, very, very trained. They don't steer away. So much so that Joe's horse, Crow, was just wanting to follow the butt of any horse that was nearby. But we were so fortunate to have the guide at Western Trail that not only was all for this adventure we were going on, but he was super helpful.
I was just thinking, you're saying that Angie's trying to make this seem, okay, we're on 4 gigantic beasts, right? Very large animals.
Yeah, but normally
unpredictable animals.
These things normally we have a crew.
Angie's horse started taking her into the river. The guy had to cowboy it out to cut the horse off, so she didn't walk down.
It was fine.
It was fine. Yeah, sure. It was fine.
But I was just gonna say that
it was scary.
The guy who was with us that was helping with, and I can't remember his name right this second, but I know we have footage of it, and we did give him a shout out. He was very, very helpful. And normally when you go and do these music video shoots and whatnot, people that are doing this thing usually have a ton of people. There's help. there's a production assistants helping. No, it was just us, me, Joe, Vic, and Nathan, and this one guy who was totally helpful. He was tying horses up, keeping two aside while we were shooting
working very
two.
hard.
He was the
He
one
became part of
horse.
the crew.
Yeah, I was gonna say your horse when we were doing the one scene where me and him are just on our horses in front of the river. Your horse kept wanting to go to the other horse to be behind its butt, but the trainer had to kind of. Vic didn't have him any other shots, but he was on his knees, kind of like kept pulling the horse back because the horse was going bye-bye. So it was like super helpful that not only did we have a cool guy that was allowing us to do the shoot, but he became part of Team Swansons.
Right, and the video is just kind of a cool video depicting the song and us singing in various places, and just kind of cool scenic stuff.
And one of my favorite parts is that you can tell that we're in Nashville, but the shots that we did shoot here in California, like I said, the horse, it looks like Nashville.
Yeah.
You can pass it off, so it's just, it's a cool thing. It's a cool video. Hope you guys like it.
Very cool. Lots of fun. It was lots of fun to write. Lots of fun to record.
I was going to say, let's talk about the writing portion.
Well, I think it's a song that I think everybody can relate to, right? Being the outsider. We've all felt that way in different circumstances, different points in time in our lives. It doesn't matter where you've been or where you were, where you just don't seem to kind of fit in, It's a little bit of that, a little bit of having confidence in that and knowing that, well, I don't fit in, but you know what, I'm still okay with being here, and I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm just, different than you are, and I'm okay with that. So that's kind of the whole message behind the song is the outsider is just being okay with being different, right? And being confident in that, So the outsider is really generally a good thing.
And I know when you wrote it, because I remember specifically. It was last year, 2018, in the beginning of the year, because we were on a trip to Mexico, and that was when you were first developing the song. Actually, it might have even been 2 years ago when you developed the song, but then it's taken that long to get it produced and whatnot. But I believe before you even wrote, or maybe you made up the hook there, because I remember we were singing it together for my family. In Mexico, you had it finished it all, remember?
Yeah.
But you had the idea of the chorus and you had the guitar lick, right? So that was where the origin of that song really came, just from Joe, this thing he came up with on the guitar, and then that hook, the no way will I get invited. I'm already deep inside it. I can't shake it. I can't hide it. I am the outsider.
Right. That was a reference
all
straight to Nashville, because Angie and I are back and forth making records in Nashville, but not living in Nashville. So we've never made that transition, right? So that's kind of the words, the already deep inside it. We're there, but we're not there. You know what I mean?
We're both feet in. I feel like that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
That we're not halfway. We're all in.
We're all in. We're all in.
We're all in. So that's kind of where but that song is something you developed on this, and then you record it on your phone, and you email it to Bill Watson, right? That's what you did.
I don't remember the specifics of it.
Email that to Brent, and then he takes that.
That's normally how it works.
And then he'll write out the song and get the musicians in and get that part done, and then it comes back to you. And then if you haven't finished it already, you finish it as far as like the verses.
I think we demoed it in Riverside with Joe Alfaro at Little Green Studios, and so it usually works kind of in a triangle that way.
It starts back and forth. It starts with an idea from you, whether lyrically or just something cool on the guitar, and then it will go to either we'll have time to work on it here and you'll develop it like you just said, and then we'll send it, or sometimes it's as much as just a little guitar lick.
Oh yeah.
And then you send it to Bill and he does magic with it.
I sent one guitar piece to him that ended up being a song is on our next album that's already written and produced. It's called We All Fall Down.
Oh yeah.
And that came from just a guitar groove. And Bill's just a genius composer, musician,
super
writer,
genius.
everything.
But the
arranger.
outsider generally is genius, so that's thanks to you. Well, the song is powerful because it's badass, and so lyrically when we perform it, we close with it often.
It has a lot of
when we perform live.
It energizes people in the room. And again, I think
I've
watched people listen to it.
I can't shake it, I can't hide it.
I can't
I
shake
feel
it,
like
I can't hide
that's
it,
the driving force of the chorus.
Yeah.
That's the hook of it. And
I can't shake it, I can't hide it part of it. So just to be more specific in the way that I'm writing it is for me, because if you look at the song, is very autobiographical for me. I'm writing it about how I have felt most times in my life, no matter where I'm at. And I can't shake it, I can't hide it is me representing myself, just like with all these tattoos and everything. There's no place to hide at this point. You know what I mean? So you sort of have to sometimes overcome obstacles, break down barriers or preconceptions about what people may think of a person generally. And that's again what the song represents is we're all the outsider. Everybody's an outsider.
I know, like, for example, I mean, you can relate this to Jenee's win with the CMAs, with women being the outsider to this Musician of the Year. I mean, it's 2019, and she's the first woman, so it's like, it's this male group, only men for however many, 50
right.
years or 35, however many years the CMAs have been going on. It's just been, males only.
Yeah.
This males only club, and it's like, no, man, women too,
Yeah.
So I feel like the outsider is relatable to.
It's very, many different it's empowering.
Things.
It's self-empowering. I think when you sing it, is that a clock going?
Top of the hour.
Top of the hour to you. Well, isn't that something? We've never had that happen before here in Swansonville. Well, let's pause and listen to that beautiful music for a minute.
Shop at theswansonsmusic.com. It's a small world. Joy to the world.
So it makes you feel like strong, and confident, and empowered.
It's rocking.
You know what I mean?
Rocking.
But I mean lyrically, and when you sing it out loud, that I see that happening to people, right? Even when we demoed it, we played it for somebody at a party in the back here.
And they said, man, I want to play this for my East Coast friends.
Yeah.
So if you're on the East Coast, you might want to check out The Outsider, because actually we got some shout outs from my friends in the Midwest, and they were down on The Outsider. So we're just getting that out there now, and we encourage you to stream it, add it to your playlist,
add it to your playlist.
Share it to your friends and family.
Download it. Angie and I, we're independent recording artists, and we're fully dependent on the fans, man. So if you like the song, if you like our stuff, if you like our podcast, tell your friends about it, tell your family, and share it. And we hope you enjoy it. The Outsider's available everywhere: Spotify, iTunes. We're real excited about it, man, and we love playing it. And we've been using it as our closer, as you said. And it just really, we get pumped up. Angie gets crazy. We have some photographs that Vic has taken of Angie when we play the song on this. You can't even see her. She's moving so fast. Her head's moving up and down and back and forth. And she's quite the performer, I must say. The best I've ever seen, actually, in my life, to be honest with you. So that's good. Come see us live, and you get to see Angie perform The Outsider with the Swansons. And that's cool. So The Outsider is our new single, and I know I've said that and keep repeating myself, but we need to talk about our special guest, again, Brent Mason, which is coming up next. And the way we maneuvered him to the room, we were talking about, he'll know now, but the stage was already on.
We ambushed him.
We did.
That's right. After a couple martinis.
Yeah, we did a couple martinis, and Brent had the martinis. We were playing that whole thing. We're drinking.
But we were
iced
happy
tea.
to have him as a guest, and we are looking forward to letting you get an inside scoop and getting personal with Brent Mason.
You guys take a look at this. There's not much of a setup that needs to go into this. Everything happened so
like
spontaneously.
I said, I can't even list the accomplishments, and even in this interview, I think I bombed all the things I had to say.
No. Okay, so the interview speaks for itself. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Brent Mason. Welcome back to Swansonville, the Las Vegas edition. We are here today with the legendary guitar player, Brent Mason.
I know. Thank you,
who
Brent.
happens to be performing with the Swansons tomorrow night at
Producer's Choice Honors. Yeah, he just happened to be here.
I walked in, I had a room.
You know,
you guys,
we have, before we talk to Brent, it's very important that he's a very humble man, but there's so many accomplishments that this man has achieved.
I know,
his
right?
lifetime
Like,
as a
go on.
I
musician.
actually have a pad.
So-
I can't memorize them all.
Yeah, let's
But-
get some of these things on the record here real quick.
All right. We got
Read this. What this thing I discovered online.
12-time ACM Guitarist of the Year.
12 times.
He got
thought it
2-time
was
winner of the CMA Musician of
She's
the
reading
Year.
off mine.
Musician of the Year for the CMAs. He got a Grammy for Best Country Instrumental for, I believe, Brad Paisley's Play album that you got. Good. That's great. And most recently, Musicians Hall of Fame inducted this year, 1990. And there's so many more.
He's in the Guitar Pickers
National
Hall of Fame.
Thumb Pickers Hall of
Right.
Fame. Yeah. Can't forget that.
Bingo
And then, of
champion
course,
of the world.
you've got like Nashville Music Awards, Guitarist of the Year, and then of course Music Row Session Guitarist of the Year for 1994, 95, 96, 97, 99, 2000, 01, 03, 04, and 2010. Wow.
That's right.
And yet
Brent is one of the most, if not the most, recorded
session
guitarist
in the world.
Yeah,
and he's
it's
sitting here
amazing.
with us. We appreciate your time,
So,
your talent.
yeah, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brent Mason.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, so
good to hear.
just to get things started, I mean, before we get into how all this legendary stuff, where did you begin to recognize your love and passion for music?
My whole family played music. My dad, played guitar. My mom played guitar, bass, accordion, piano. So, our whole household was filled with music.
So what age did you start picking
Oh,
up, or
I
you
was
don't even remember? Like
5 or 6, I grabbed an old acoustic guitar and grabbed a table knife, and went, was playing, those kind of, had a Ray Charles album. An old mom and dad had all kinds of albums there, eclectic collection from Ray Charles and Merle Haggard to, it was all kinds of stuff. So
you would say music is just in your blood. You were
Oh, yeah,
born into
literally.
it.
Yeah, sure.
Like there was no other option because we're being surrounded by both mother and father and musicians.
right. My brother plays.
Right. So is it
Guitar
just you
or
and your brother?
Guitar, drums.
I
So
know
you're
you guys
very
did an
versatile
album together.
family and all.
Right.
You just switch around from different instruments.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck to guitar.
Yeah.
That was what I was best at. But I mean,
You had experience with the other instruments
Yeah,
as well.
right. But my grandparents played music. I mean, on both sides.
So it's truly in your
It was-
bloodline.
it was
It's just family
Just
history.
all around me, yeah.
And your passion for the guitar, how did you identify that as being your thing, or was it designated to you?
Well, Dad played guitar, and he showed me some chords. He did those. Let's see. If you guys think, go back to Kentucky and do those thumb pick. You were talking about thumb picking.
Yeah.
Well, that 9-pound hammer, that
Yeah.
is a little too heavy. He used to sing that Merle Travis song, Coal Miners, song. I learned from him, and he played, Chet Atkins instrumentals. He brought home a Jerry Reed album, and I kind of got all excited about Jerry Reed's playing. which was kind of like thumb picking, but a little bit more complex stuff going on.
Yeah.
That, the claw. So, I would just like put on records, phonograph records, and just phonetically learn all that stuff.
Wow, just pick it apart like that.
Yeah.
So this is a natural.
I ruined a lot of records like that.
Man alive.
Picking up the arm of the record and
you performed as a family as well.
Yeah, we did. We had a family band.
And
my wife jokes about we were like the Partridge Family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you cut an album with your brother.
Yeah, we did
Randy,
one
you
called
did an
Smoking
album.
Section. Yeah, we finally did one together. It was kind of a Western swing, kind of just a broken down, simple things. We collaborated, and wrote some songs together. For the most part.
I know it's more than just like playing the guitar, though. You're a songwriter.
Yeah, we
have
wrote.
that.
Well, we wrote, like 3/4 of the stuff on there. Yeah.
All yourself.
I think there was only one outside song on there, Merle Haggard song.
When did you start performing professionally or playing professionally?
Well, I started. We had the family band. We playing bowling alleys and VFWs and stuff like. In Ohio, there wasn't much to,
Yeah.
In the professional, unless you were in Cincinnati. We were kind of out in the boonies, we were kind of out in the farmland, grids of cornfields and bean fields, and there wasn't much, We could get gigs on the weekend, we were kind of like weekend warriors. But the first professional, we had some gigs where we'd go play state fairs and stuff like that as a family band, and then I had a gig every weekend in a bowling alley.
Yeah.
That's where I cut my teeth. But we played just kind of those things mostly until I went to Nashville, and then I started to find some gigs where I was able to climb the ladder a little bit.
At what age
So
did
I know
you
I
do
was
that?
gonna say,
Yeah.
what age did you move from Ohio to Nashville?
Yeah, I went straight to Nashville.
Right
I
after
had
high
friends
school.
like Paul Franklin, steel guitar player. I had sent him a tape of some of my stuff, and he really loved the stuff. He was playing, I think, with Mel Tillis, country singer Mel Tillis, and his band would play my stuff the band would play my stuff on the bus to, just for enjoyment.
Yeah.
And I went, wow, that's pretty cool. I got these professional guys listening to my stuff. So Paul said, yeah, you need to come to Nashville, man, and hang out a little bit. So, and I was working in a factory, and I got laid off. Now, we moved to Nashville just to make a go of it. And I finally got, in a club where I played Paul Franklin, Greg Galbraith. They were already kind of connected in the studio business. They got a gig at Stagecoach Lounge, so
Wow.
kind of parlayed from there,
Just word spread. You started getting more session work.
Well, we did start with sessions.
No.
I played in the club for many years.
How many years did you play in the clubs?
Oh gosh, probably about 9 or 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Every night at a club, but it was kind of like a club where it was a club where musicians came in. We were kind of like a musician band,
Yeah.
So Chet Atkins came in. He brought like guitar players into here, as like Neil Schon from Journey, Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits.
Right.
George Benson came in.
Wow.
he would bring guitar players. Of course, I was a nervous wreck. I was like, had to play in front of these great guitar players.
That's what it does say, like online. Obviously, that Chet Atkins was kind of the person who discovered you and who mentored you. Is that true?
Yeah,
would
pretty
you
much.
credit
Well,
him?
he was, he was a strong figure in the music business. He was like one of the best producers that ever came out of Nashville. He was noted for helping young guitar players. So, he helped me. He got me on the Stay Tuned record, which won a Grammy, and some of those guitar players I mentioned, Knopfler, Benson, all those guys were on that record. I was the only young, unknown guitar player on that record, and it won a Grammy. So, it just booted my career. Started to go from there, of course.
Yeah. That's a lot of grooming, though, that you had in the playing live.
Yeah.
And you were gaining the recognition doing that.
Yeah.
People were starting
exactly.
Yeah. So you become a session player.
Well, I became a writer first.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I signed with Charlie. It was a Monk Family Music. He was part of CBS Songs. It was like a subsidiary of CBS Songs. This is how far back it was. Sony used to be CBS.
Right.
So, I'd written a bunch of songs there at CBS and wrote some things. Got some cuts, like Lee Greenwood, Steve Wariner, Johnny Mathis, a bunch of cuts on there. But it really wasn't like the big money makers, They were kind of like songs that were stuck on albums, But every time I would pitch a song, they would go, "Yeah, it's a good song, but who's playing guitar on that?" And I go, "Well, yeah, it's me playing guitar on the demos." They go, we love the guitar playing. Can we book you on a session? We make up the song. We'll put it on hold." But I go, "Yeah." So I mean, it was like tangible money right there.
Yeah.
I think the guitar playing's taking precedent over the songwriting at the moment. So I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And it, picked up
It
from
led
there.
the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you've played for so many people in country music.
Yeah.
We couldn't even go through the list.
I have
people.
the list.
Oh, you have a list.
Oh, you got
I was
it?
just saying,
I wrote the list.
Let me know.
What artist would you say that you've recorded with the most?
Okay, that's a good. That narrows it down.
Yeah.
George Strait. I've played on 23 George
I was
Strait
going to say
albums.
that's top of the list.
Yeah.
Is
Wow.
George Strait.
Yeah.
Then Alan
George-
Jackson next.
Alan
right? He
Jackson
would be
probably the
number
same
2.
amount. Shania Twain.
But then even as new as like Scotty McCreery or McCready?
Scotty McCready.
Yeah, he's
McCreary.
new. He's a
McCreary.
new McCreary. Okay.
Yeah.
He was from one of the show TV, not The Voice, American Idol.
Was it
American
him?
Idol.
Yeah.
He was
American Idol.
So he's new and up and coming. You played on some of his stuff more recently,
Yeah. Well, a lot
and
of
even
those
Blake
guys.
Sheldon, a little bit of Blake.
Yeah, Blake Shelton. A few albums there, several.
But thousands and countless of others too. Like being the #1 studio. It doesn't mean you only work with these type. You're just busy. You're just busy.
Yeah.
That's your life. You book as many days as you're up, breathing, and available to play.
Oh, right.
You're gonna
These
show up.
artists, let me ask you, for the most part, are well, you can answer the question. Do they have things prepared for you to play specifically? Because I've seen you work on the Swansons records, and it's just pure genius.
Have you heard of the Swansons?
I'm just in awe of the way, and Bill charts it out, and the way that you work through that, and the stuff that you come up with, and the way that you layer it and stuff. Is that just the way that you work?
Yeah. Well, in Nashville, they always let the musicians be a strong creative part of the recording.
Okay.
I mean, as opposed to, let's say, like Quincy Jones, those guys write out the parts for everybody.
Okay, right.
And you play the parts. I mean, very seldom do you vary from the parts. Now, in Nashville, let's say we're on a Blake Shelton record, he's just got a... Well, I was born, it could start like, well, that needs an intro, right? Yeah, give me an intro, like whatever it might be. So we do the intro. We may go through a couple different things, and you go, "That's the one." But it's pretty cool, In Nashville, you get to be a part of the process,
the creative process.
Yeah, the creative process.
What you guys collectively do for us is really phenomenal. The way that Bill puts this whole thing together, and the parts that you guys come in and create, and the what do you say? It elevates the level of the song. You know what I mean? You guys make us shine so bright. We're so appreciative.
Well, they're good songs, man. You got good songs. You write good songs. Some of the guitar licks you had, what is that? That was your lick, so I just embellished on it a little bit,
Well, you do things that I could never do in my lifetime. It's just crazy. Well, which is another thing.
I've been cursed at a lot for playing stuff that the band, the road bands had to play. Say, why did you play? Like, I don't know. You're gonna have to come over and show me this now.
Have you had? I know you're a self-learner and you absorb all these things on your own. Have you had anybody ever mentor you, sit down and teach you their style of playing?
Like outside of your father, has anyone really like?
Oh yeah, I mean when I came to Nashville, I sat with James Burton and stuff. I'd get on sessions with like James Burton or like David Hungate on bass, and I'd go, man, I listen to these guys all the time on records,
Yeah.
And you listen to them. I'll go back on James Burton. When I sit with James Burton, I'd play like just a tic-tac. I go, yeah, you do all the lead. And I watched how he played the whole thing, and I went, that's where I got that. He would play a solo, and I go, that's where I got that. James Burton, man. You can't. Reggie Young, same thing. These are guys that are my predecessors,
Right.
I had a lot, Muscle Shoals, greats, Reggie Young. So I got to play with a lot of, let me just say this. When I was a kid, I would look on records, albums, and see the credits.
Yeah.
I was just a bigger fan of the musicians on the album as I was the artist.
Right.
Yeah.
I know who's one of your top artists that you love right now?
So, right now?
Yeah, right now, current.
Oh man, you're throwing. I can't even answer that. Yeah, I can't.
Do all time, overall.
The Swansons. The Swansons. Come on.
Ding, ding, ding.
But I did get to play. You got some fun songs to play. I tell you what, I had a lot of fun on your records.
Oh man, we have a lot of
fun.
fun.
I mean, I'm over with Bill over there, Bill Watson, producer.
Another thing.
We have a pretty good time.
That you do, Brent, that is.
And I always go, I wonder if they're going to like this.
No, we love it.
Sometimes you're there and sometimes you're not.
Yeah,
right?
It's just amazing what we end up hearing you play. Now, something that you do uniquely, I've never seen anybody, especially of your caliber, to offer the knowledge that you have on the guitar. You actually offer Skype lessons on the guitar for those of you guitar players that are out there. I happen to be one of Brent's students, and just can't believe when I sit on the computer and I'm taking instructions from him.
Well, I got to show you all the solos, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing. He writes all this music that's so.
Yeah, I'll show you the solo, but how much greenbacks you got, buddy?
So, no. but I think that's kind of a cool thing. Is that something that you want to give? That's kind of your way of giving back.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing that. And, I'll do some even professional musicians, I won't mention any names, but, rock players, jazz players, And, some guitar players offer like a monthly subscription, and then they release something monthly, like a video monthly. But I enjoy just the one-on-one kind of spontaneous. It kind of get up and close, personal kind of a relationship, with somebody.
Yeah.
Everything but not having a beer to drink with somebody.
Right.
Having a beer with a guy.
Yeah.
And talking guitar.
Yeah.
I think they really like that, so I've been kind of sticking with that.
Yeah, it's a great experience.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
I mean, we'll talk about, almost feel like a therapist sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
A musical therapist, if you will. But I'm really enjoying it, the Skype. So, I mean, I do like a couple $100 an hour. And I usually don't do more than an hour, but I'll send out some tabs or videos of, kind of excerpts of what we do.
Which is extremely helpful to refresh.
Yeah, well, you've done it. And, because an hour, you want to give them, all you can in an hour. And so I'm having a blast. I don't do it every day. But I mean, I'll have some weeks where I go, let's just do some Skype this week. I'm sitting home in my pajama pants.
Yeah.
You can go, I'm going to have some oatmeal, go go ahead and drink a cup of coffee and then head on up and do a Skype lesson. You know, how many people could, do that? I know everybody works at home,
right?
On their computers and stuff, and I always envied that. But I said, this is kind of that.
Well, then you also go out and do these clinics.
Yeah,
where you teach.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, I've really diversified. I'm doing clinics, Skype, and still doing sessions, a lot of sessions.
And
live. You play live.
You play
live, yeah.
You do
so
the
you
third
do it all. You are the
I do it all.
Yeah.
You are the rock star of all rock stars.
Well,
I'm telling you. You write songs. You produce your session. You do every single thing. You keep
I do?
busy.
Oh no, yeah, no, I do.
And you have a better half that helps support all of this.
Yes. Do you have any children? And are you currently married?
I'm married. Of course I'm married.
Married. Okay, let's.
No, I'm married. I've been married for 17 years.
Wonderful.
And she's great. She helps me with all my. She's a very musical person, and I probably have my all work screwed up if I didn't have her. I go, what am I doing today, honey? Did you call back such and such? And I got it handled. She's real organized, pragmatic kind of person.
And how many children do you have?
I got one biological daughter, Zoe. She's 27, and my wife has two. I have two stepdaughters, Haley and Lauren, who's married and I got some step grandkids.
How many?
In Sarasota, two.
Two, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we go visit them, and they live in Sarasota, so it's a good excuse to go.
Florida.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Soak up some sun and beach and stuff.
What is something that we would recognize, a current project that you might be working on in country music?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been in the studio with artist Sam Hunt. We've been doing some of that stuff. The Swansons.
There's a lot of good country music out there.
I was doing a lot of stuff.
How do you like the new country music scene?
I mean, I like it. It's an evolving thing. Somebody said, about every 10 years, music evolves into something else. It's into a new generation. Now, I mean, I've played on some Luke Combs stuff. Who's kind of I looked on the charts. He's got of the top 20, he's got 15 of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
How can that be?
And even the ones that aren't his name, he wrote the
song.
song.
Right,
right.
Yeah.
So he's owning the top 20,
Yeah, but there's stuff that I'm doing. I mean, I'm kind of I'm enjoying kind of doing my own thing now, I'm playing on records and stuff like that, but I'm more trying to emphasize on getting out there and teaching and playing.
Yeah.
We play at Third and Lindsay, a venue in Nashville, a lot. And I like kind of doing my own music, I never could really do that because I was always in the studio playing somebody else's stuff.
Right.
So.
Are you writing some new stuff?
Yeah, I'm writing some stuff, and
I know you're working on an album or a book or anything, or
not a book.
Not yet.
No, but I'm writing songs. I'll have an album. Working on, probably in the near future.
Do you have a home studio?
No, but I've got a little overdub situation. But I've been kind of taking it out. I've got some guys that I use, where I could just concentrate on the creative part.
Right.
Because I'll be pulling out my hair trying to, I'm not an engineer
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
like Bill Watson over there. I can't do that stuff.
Bill's the brains behind this operation.
I want to play and let Bill do all the, the pushing.
Let him do all the work.
The
we'll have all the fun. He does all the work.
Where is your favorite place to travel?
You've
been all over the
we go to
world.
Maui a lot, which is far away. But really, my wife, we went the last couple of years, went 4 times already, And of course, I got this thing coming up with Tommy Emmanuel, and that's in Maui, So
did he plan that specifically, or was that random that you?
It was random.
To be there when
it was random. His
so cool.
manager called me and said, "Hey, would you like to do a Tommy Emmanuel guitar camp?" And I hadn't done one with Tommy. I've played with him a bunch. And I go, yeah, of course. I was thinking it was this one coming up in Texas, which went by already. And he goes, this is in Maui, West Maui. And I went, yeah. I think I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You have a favorite thing? So who's your favorite sports team? Do you have a favorite
sports team?
Do you have any sports teams?
Oh, man.
You don't want to get...
Well, no. I mean, I'm in Nashville, so I've been watching the Titans, and you know, they'll surprise me sometimes. And then sometimes, you know, it goes, you know, like, oh man, they almost had it, you know. They keep you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah. What about your favorite hobby? What do you do when you're not playing?
Oh, well, I mean, I like to, you know, ride bikes and, you know, work out a lot. I mean, I try to stay in shape and try to stay healthy. That's my hobby.
Yeah.
You know, I used to I lived on the lake, so I mean, I still live by the lake, but I'm not out there as much, but I would ride wave runners and do all that stuff. And my hobby is going, you know, to Maui and jumping on a paddleboard and, you know, out there and sailing or doing something like that, you know. But as far as when I'm at home, I just got to be careful. I always get into this workaholic mode, and I'm trying to get out of that now a little bit. You know, because all my career I've just like pounded stuff every day after day. You know, like I couldn't turn anything down. I'd find a way to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
And now I said, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I got this, you know, and I'm just gonna, you know. When you get older, you start thinking, you got to slow down and enjoy life. How many years you got left?
Right.
You know, just. In a lifespan, you know,
Yes.
I mean, when are you going to stop? So I'm trying to enjoy, you know, and make some spare time, to do some things, you know, travel, vacations, whatever.
You were inducted this year into the Musicians Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I believe you said something like you just got notified you were going to be in
well,
the Country
there's
Music
this
Hall
thing
of
they
Fame.
call the Nashville
Cats.
Nashville Cats, which is the Country Music Hall of Fame. So I just got notified I'll be, you know, doing that probably in the next summer, this coming summer,
This
next
is when
year.
they're going to have the ceremony and stuff. Congratulations.
Yeah, so another
well
thing.
deserved. Yeah, another thing.
Yeah, so, but that don't mean I'm done playing.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
I was going
It's
to
like
say
George
there's
Strait
no...
said, you know, when he got all those, you know, everybody paid homage to him and did, you know, after the award show, they do these tribute shows.
Yeah.
George came in and goes, "Now, this don't mean I'm out to pasture now.
Yeah.
I'm still, you know, playing. I'm still
Releasing
making
music,
records
yes.
and booking shows, okay?"
Yeah.
And do you still play for George on his records, on George Strait?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He calls you up and says, I need you to come down and
Oh,
do some
yeah.
songs.
I'm ready for number 24.
That's great.
We've been cutting a bit, you know, in Key West. Jimmy Buffett's studio has a studio there. We cut a lot of them there.
What a great place to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a great place.
Another perk.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here with
Brent Mason.
the man,
The one
Brent
and
Mason.
only super rock
And
star.
we, the Swansons, are blessed and count our blessings every day to have this man on our records and performing with him live. And thank you to our producer, Bill Watson, for hanging out with us and for making great records.
He goes, I want to go to bed.
Thank you, Brent, for your
Peace.
time.
God bless.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Brent.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I had a blast.
I need you. I treat you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Brent Mason. Angie, what an interview, huh?
Good times. Good times with Brent.
Good times with Brent.
Mr.
man.
Mason. He's the man.
Thank
He's
you so much,
literally
Brent.
the best. Thank you for your time, for your talent, for your contribution to our albums, to our
Yes.
music. You make us better, and we are honored to have you
Yes.
in our group and to get to play live with you. So thank you for doing that interview.
Yes. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for, like Angie said, your contributions on our records are amazing, and then you also are a teacher. So I've taken some lessons from you, and I'll continue to do that. And thank you for that. Appreciate it. And so that being said, and that interview being done, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. We're very, very busy here in the very near future, and we just want to thank y'all for tuning in to Swansonville, right?
That's right.
And we hope to see you next time here. And
Before we say bye, I just want to say that for the Producer's Choice Honors, when we got this afterward, Joe got to say a couple things, and I did it. So I have a couple people that I'd like to thank.
I didn't even realize. Did I?
You got to say some things, and you covered it very well. He said he covered it. He thanked everybody, and he was real personal with thanking the folks that came, which was awesome. Can't thank enough our producer Bill Watson for
Okay, would you like to hold the award?
I will. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead through the
Bill
list.
Watson for producing the album with us,
Yes.
and Joe, songwriter, here next to me. Doing this project together is amazing. Like to thank God and my parents. And Vic, of course. Thank you, Vic,
Thank you,
for all
Vic.
your
Thank
hard
you.
work.
Brent Mason, Jim Riley, Jenee Fleenor,
Michael Duche, who's
keyboards,
Steve King.
Steve King, banjo,
Aaron.
McDaris.
I should have wrote things down.
Yeah.
Thank you all for,
Thank you, guys.
I'd say Mark Frigo, Joe Bosey.
That's right.
That's right. Lots of people.
Joe Alfaro, thank you for your
yeah,
contributions always.
So many people.
Mom, thank you, Mom.
Mom, Dad,
Yeah.
everybody, friends and family, kids.
And thank you all, man. You guys keep us going, keep us inspired.
Yeah, thank you to the fans, most especially.
Keep us smiling. And that's the most important thing. We love y'all. Thanks so much. Welcome
Peace.
to Swansonville. Peace. God bless. Where's your harmonica?